For those of you who aren't aware of this, I actually got my start with the SJGLAM brand via Twitter, and one of the first people I met off Twitter was this gentleman right here, Mike Jackson. I actually watched him fight in an amateur MMA fight, and I was very impressed with him and consequently stalked him and found him on Twitter, and we began a 3-year friendship now. I think it's been about 3 years, and I'm very proud of him because we just got the news last week that he has been called up to fight in the UFC, which is huge news, and I'm so stoked for him. And so I wanted to bring him over and bring him on SJGLAM and get an exclusive look for you guys at his upcoming fight. Mike, welcome to SJGLAM.
Thank you for having me.
So for those who don't perhaps know you, obviously there's going to be a lot of people watching this that do already know you and know all of this stuff, but for the viewers who are perhaps not familiar with your background in MMA and with Legacy and the Houston scene in general, can you give a little bit of background information about yourself?
Well, I began fighting or training in 2008 as an amateur, and then it kind of progressed from there. I began covering sports, a lot of MMA events. I produced this thing called the Mike the Truth blogs, which are behind the scenes footage, highlights of fights, and of course, what people love to watch, my commentary on the fights.
True that.
I'm witty and funny, and I like to show that in my videos. And now, after all this hard work that I put into the MMA scene here in Houston, I got called up to the big show. I'm in the UFC now, which is still weird to kind of say here,
Yeah.
I'll be making my pro debut.
Yes.
In the UFC. And
yes, which means that he has never fought MMA professionally before. So this will be his first professional MMA fight, which is very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare. I know you were on Access TV last week and you said the name of the person who was the last one to get called up for his first pro fight. In
James Toney.
Okay.
And it just so happens I'm also a professional boxer, kickboxer.
Yes.
But the last person to really get the call was James Toney, who's a former world champion in boxing. So yeah, this is a rare occasion.
Yes.
I won't be the last, this particular fight that I'll be in come February 6th will be against a guy named Mickey Gall. He has one professional fight, but the winner of this fight gets...
Can you let me do my interview?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What's that? Are you gonna like take...
I'm sorry. I just like being in the camera. That's what happened.
So, okay, you brought it up, so let's do that now. Let's talk about CM Punk. Let me hear, why did you want CM Punk? Why is that the fight that you wanted after this?
Well, it's the money fight.
Okay.
And I'm a prize fighter, I do this. Obviously, I love to fight. I love the sport. But, again, this is a business. No one wants to go to work and not get paid,
Right, obviously.
So, I want to get paid. And CM Punk, being that he comes from the professional wrestling side.
True. Bigger name.
He's a big name. He's gonna bring the star. He's gonna bring the fans and the eyes and things like that to the UFC.
Yeah.
And so with that fight, it's gonna be a lucrative fight.
That's true.
And I just want a piece of the pie, some of the American dream.
So whenever I watched you fight, whether it be boxing, kickboxing, you always have this air of confidence about you. Even when you've been doing media related things with Legacy, you've always had this very calming, peaceful presence about you. Where does that come from?
I don't know.
It's just your personality?
It's just Mike the Truth.
Have you always been that way?
Yeah.
Or were you awkward at all ever? No.
I mean, awkward is so relative,
It's really not. I mean, like,
No.
I definitely had an awkward phase. Might be still going through it right now.
Some people, they may say you're awkward, but to
Yeah.
someone else, that may not be awkward,
Okay, so we were talking about how unusual it is to get to fight at this kind of a level when you're making your pro debut, and we have to thank Mick Maynard for that.
My
that
man,
correct? Okay.
50 grand.
So for those of you who don't know Mick, he is the president of Legacy Fighting Championships, and he and his wife Andrea run the promotion. It's a huge MMA promotion, I would say #2 in the country. Regional promotion, but they've been expanding exponentially, and he was the one who recommended to Dana, who I'm sure you've met Dana before.
I've interviewed Dana.
Yeah, you've interviewed Dana. So Mike's been all over. So obviously his name's out there. Boss Rutan himself was like talking about you like you were his BFF on Access TV last week. I know, he's fucking cool.
But he's violent.
But I really love him.
It's the accent.
I love him. He's so great.
Accent.
Here Comes the Boom. Oh my god, that was the shit. I love that movie. So anyways, going back to Mick, is there anything that you want to say to Mick using this platform? And
look, Mick, that's my man. I've known Mick for many years now.
Yeah.
My first ever fight, amateur MMA fight, was with his company. It was called Lone Star Beatdown, and this was prior to the name changing to Legacy. I work for Mick, you know, I do photography, videography, all these other wonderful things.
Live tweeting.
We just celebrated his birthday. We had a mariachi band and stuff. It was amazing, you know. He knows how I feel. It's like my brother, you know, and I owe a lot of things to him. I wouldn't be in this position, not even necessarily in the UFC, but just even on the media side, you know,
right.
I wouldn't be in the positions that I'm in if it weren't for him. So I owe a lot to Mick, you know. Again, that's my man, and so we're about to do it for him.
Cool. That's amazing. I honestly am still in shock myself. I don't think it's hit him yet, but this is such a huge deal. Like, it's a really huge deal. It's such a huge deal. And no one deserves it more than you. Because you've just been doing this for you've been doing this for so long, and you deserve this. So tell me a little bit about getting the phone call. And did you know the phone call was about to happen, or did it happen and you just picked up and he was like, hey, it's Dana, what's going on? Or like, what, how did that come about?
Well, the first phone call, I had no idea. The first phone call came from Colin Cantrell, Legacy, the announcer. And as he was speaking, he mentioned this guy named Nicky Gall. I completely got the name wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I heard Nicky Gall, and I heard Fight, and he told me it was going to be on the Legacy 51 card, which was in Minnesota. And so as he's speaking, I'm just listening. I was like, are you flying me to Minnesota to take pictures of a guy named Nicky Gall who may fight CM Punk? And so once the conversation was done, I said, okay, so what does this have to do with me? He was like, you want to fight him? And I was like, hold on, fight who? He's like, fight Nicky Gall, and you get CM Punk. And I was like, hold on, what is happening here?
Pause, pump the brakes. What's happening, Colin?
Exactly.
Because he gets so excited.
Oh, every time I saw Colin 2 days ago, and he already knew about this. He's still excited. He's still, that bald head of his stays shining, full of excitement. But then I didn't know, you know, for Legacy, I can fight for Legacy whenever. I call Mick right now and say, give me a fight.
And get on a card,
you know? So it wasn't that much of a motivation for me. So I kind of blew him off. You know? That's my dude, but I still blew him off.
Right.
He tells Mick that I blew him off. Mick calls me. And Mick gave me the information. I was like, oh, okay, well, this is different. Changed, you know? So I spoke. I was like, okay, give me like 15 minutes, and I'll call you back.
You're like, let me call my agent and like make sure this is cool.
Look, I gotta call my people, you know, make sure things work out. Even though it was a great opportunity, I wouldn't want to go against him. I didn't know much about the guy at all. I wouldn't want to go even in the UFC and get embarrassed. So I looked the guy up, and he was really inexperienced. I mean, he's a high level on the ground. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but that's all he has. You know, he's not. His striking is, look, that's what I'm known for. Compared to him, I'm a striking savant. Compared to this kid, you know, he has great ground, but he's gonna have to get me there. And I've been, you know, even prior to the announcement of this, you know, I've been working on my MMA game, my ground game, getting better. So I just don't see it happening, you know. I see myself knocking the kid out. But anyway, so I got this information, and I called Mick back, and I was like, yo, let's do it. You know.
So he's the one who was like, it's UFC, not Legacy.
Right. Because I was like, nah, don't worry about it. And then he told me Uncle Dana would be giving me a call.
And was it the same day?
No, this one was Saturday, and then Uncle Dana called me on.
I love calling him Uncle Dana.
It's my aunt, you know.
What's up, Uncle? Okay, so tell me why you haven't fought more competitively in MMA.
I took some time off with school, you know, and I'm a recent graduate, you know. Now I'm
congratulations.
School free.
Yay! It's been a long time.
Long time coming. But I wanted to dedicate my time. And I had a previous injury a few years back that sidelined me from MMA. And so I just focused on boxing and kickboxing. Look, I like punching people. That's what I love. That's my favorite.
It's a good thing.
You know?
It's good.
So I spent a little time with that, you know. But now I'm back, you know. And the irony of this is I had already planned prior to getting the call. Like, I was like, you know what? I graduated. I'm going to have all this time. Let's focus on MMA and everything. And I was training.
And have you been at 4 Ounce?
4 Ounce Fight Club. Also, Houston Muay Thai.
Okay.
I've been doing my striking.
Okay.
And then I've been doing my strength and conditioning at the Athletic Performance Lab out in Katy. You know?
Okay. And who have you been working with at Athletic Performance Lab?
My man Al. Professor Smith is what we call him.
I don't think I know Al. No.
He's not really in the scene.
But you've been working with Crew Bob.
Of course.
Okay, and who else have you been working with?
Corley.
Michael Corley.
My man Changalang.
Okay.
Alex Chang. We call him Cool Cow.
Okay.
And then, you know, I got my teammates, you know. Also on the card, Derek Lewis, he's fighting, you know.
Oh.
I've been getting rounds with him.
He was a former Legacy heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he's in the UFC. We get a little sparring, but I'm like way faster than him, and I don't like.
I mean, he's also a heavyweight again. He's humongous.
I don't let him hit me.
No, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody actually. No. Like maybe Andre the Giant.
That would be a good matchup.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
But you know, get some little training with him, you know.
Good.
But everything's going well.
Has he been giving you a little bit of advice about how different it is to be in the big show?
No, he hasn't.
Not really.
But I think
he's a man of few words.
Very few words. But I know what to expect, you know. And that's another thing about in this whole situation. I've covered UFC events. Yeah. I've covered Legacy on a monthly basis. I know what the atmosphere is like.
Right.
You know, so this isn't going to be like a shock.
Of course not.
Know? So I'm prepared.
But it is different. I mean, you're in the octagon. That's an experience that no one can really tell you about. You have to just go in there.
I agree with that. And maybe I get the UFC jitters as soon as Bruce Buffer's calling my name. But I don't see it because this is me. This is what I like to do. I like being in front of the camera.
I can already see it.
At this face.
I know it.
And I love the bright lights. You know, I thrive off of it. And I'm just going to rise to the occasion.
And you know that you have so many supporters and friends who love you.
Houston, babies. Houston. Staying on.
Turn up the H. So tell me a little bit about your wrestling. Have you been working on that as well?
I've been running a lot of counter wrestling. I have a great group of guys around me.
Good.
Daniel Pineda, his brother at the gym. Been working some jiu-jitsu with my man Alex Black.
Okay.
And another individual, we call him Classy Grappler. You know,
I think I've heard that before, but I don't know who that is.
That's my man. He's a great jiu-jitsu fighter.
Who is that?
Or grappler. No, it's just his name, Classy Grappler.
Oh, that's his name.
He's a gentleman grappler.
Okay.
And he'll choke you.
Okay.
But he's still classy with it.
He's classy.
Yeah.
We're not going to say who that is.
That's his name, Classy Grappler.
His name is not Classy Grappler.
I can't give his government name out.
Okay, fine, don't.
Classy Grappler.
Classy Grappler.
That's what it is on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that other stuff.
All right.
But he's a high-level black belt. I've been working with him, being prepared, and I feel comfortable. You know, this is easily the best camp that I've ever had, even on a short little time frame. 3-4 weeks I've been training. This is honestly the best camp I've ever had, completely at the best gyms, the best trainers, best teammates, strength and conditioning wise. I feel great. I feel phenomenal. I feel that I could put on a show all night long.
Hypothetically and hopefully this fight works out in your favor and then you go on to CM Punk and hopefully that works out in your favor. Do you see this being your career? Are you okay with this being your career?
I get CM Punk. I'm knocking him out. There's no doubt in my mind I'm knocking him out. And the Mike the Truth brand, it'll be known, I mean, big time.
Okay.
I'm the guy that knocks out CM Punk and send him back to wherever he came from.
He hasn't fought yet, has he?
No.
No.
This will be. See, and that's the thing. He's still in my limelight here.
Yeah.
I was the most recent one making this debut in the UFC, and then he's gonna like follow behind me.
But you're all right with making this your career after you've gone to school and all that stuff. How do you feel about going that path?
Well, I'm gonna parlay this into some type of media gig. Obviously, I want to continue to grow the brand.
Right.
Whether I be an analyst or commentator, whatever the case may be. I may be the Ariel Helwani of Legacy. You know, who knows? You know, I may be on ESPN or something. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens.
So earlier you were commenting about the way I was dressed, and I wanted to ask you about these juicy tracksuits. Do you remember with the juicy on the butt and stuff?
Remember.
Okay. So that was 10 years ago or more, I think now. So I have a closet full of these juicy tracksuits, and I just refuse to get rid of them. And I want to know, and Mike the Truth has very good style. He has very good pointers on women's style especially. So I want to ask his opinion. How do you feel about bringing back the juicy tracksuit?
No.
No. I'm wearing it currently.
Well, I mean, we're chilling. We're lounging around.
We're lounging.
I can do
But not going out. You don't want to see that background.
No. I don't even know the velour suits are really coming back. Don't bring them back.
Well, I think they might be making a comeback. Because I'm wearing it.
We'll leave the juicy at home.
You're hearing it here first that Mike says no to the juicy tracksuit comeback. So MGM, Grand Garden Arena, this Saturday, February 6th, and then do you know what time prelims are going to be starting?
I will be fighting between 6 and 7 Central Time. It will be on the Fight Pass.
Okay.
But when I highlight reel knock Mickey Gall out, it'll be on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, it'll be on.
It'll be on TV.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for being my first guest on SJGLAM.
It was a privilege and an honor.
I think that a lot of my viewers will love you. We are gonna link Mike's Twitter and Instagram up here. Follow him, follow his amazing
right here?
career path, right? Somewhere around here we're gonna put his right on your face.
On my face.
Make sure to catch his fight this Saturday, February 6th between 6 and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on UFC Fight Pass. So till next time, this is Stephanie and Mike signing off.